Hey friends, welcome to another episode of Cosmic Besties. I'm Kelly and I'm here with Christy, and this is your go to cozy space for talking about all things woo woo. But today we're going to get a little serious on you. Today we want to talk about the fact that life feels pretty heavy right now, and both Christy and I identify as individuals who are highly sensitive, and I think that it makes it extra hard for people like us or for our family members right now with everything going on. So, yeah, I guess we'll start off by asking, how are you doing, Christy?
You know what? If I'm being totally honest, and this is like an answer that I actually um never like receiving because I'm like, oh, we're going there. But in the sake of like being authentic and honest, um, I'm struggling a little bit right now. I feel like I'm normally a very upbeat and positive person.
Yeah.
I can usually always find like the silver lining, but all of like the census violence lately has really just felt heavy, and we just got word that the mall that I was actually going to take my son to go look at homecoming outfits with, or I guess to get him a suit for homecoming, is on lockdown.
Oh my gosh.
um, there were rumors that there was a shooting, but I think it ended up just being like a really big fight, so they put the whole place on lockdown just out of precaution. But it's just like that heavy feeling. Like with everything that's been going on, like I don't know if you feel this way, but like sending my kids off to school every morning, I have to really like regulate my nervous system after they leave because I feel like this panic rising in me. Like, oh my God, like it's so morbid, but I think like, what if this is our last goodbye? Like, can I tell them I love them one more time? Like,
Oh my gosh, you're gonna make me cry.
like, but that's like the this is our world right now, and um it's not getting any better. So that is I'm okay. I'm doing great. But if I'm answering
Well,
honestly,
you're
I
not okay and
definitely,
you're not doing great.
yeah,
It's okay
I
to not feel
definitely
okay.
feel the heaviness. Like it's definitely that heavy energy right now in the world.
Yeah, I know. I just have been reminiscing lately about I know it's like nostalgia and I know
Mhm.
it's not true, but
Yeah.
I kind of miss the days before social media and
Oh,
before
you know.
um things like that, you know.
Yeah. I saw your post about like the house phone.
Yes.
And I felt that I've been feeling that so strongly lately, and I actually brought it up um to Patrick, and I was like, we should get a house phone again. Like I'm just so over having
Yes.
somebody be able to like be in my energy any second of the day.
Yeah.
Even like I'm just like, even if like somebody's not texting you or calling you, the like social media, like getting DMs from people or responding to comments, and it feels sometimes like it's just always all the time, and I just really need I see what you mean, like wanting to almost like simplify life and
Yeah.
go back to like the time when we were talking about how like when we were growing up, like we had in California they were called sock drills, stranger on campus drills, but it was for like the van. Remember like the white
Yes,
van?
yes, that's what we had the drills for too in Wisconsin.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
wasn't for like this mass shooting, which has just become like our norm now.
I know.
Um, and so it's just like I want to go back to the time where we were just worrying about like the pervert that was trying to find one kid and not the psychopath who's trying to kill everybody.
I feel like it's this compilation of generations of people now who have not been okay and who have not gotten the help they've needed. I
Yeah.
think there's been a mental health crisis, and
Mhm.
combine that with the readiness or availability of dangerous weapons that people can use impulsively and when they're not maybe doing okay, and it's scary.
Yeah. I think we've compartmentalized and like put many people who don't fit in this box in their own box. And we've got to figure out a way to make it all work. We got to figure out a way to be able to identify those who are struggling and really see them and not just push them aside and not just marginalize them and not just
Yeah.
pretend like they're not part of, so that makes me want to cry. Could you imagine feeling that way? um, and fix that problem and then make it really freaking hard to get these weapons. If you want to, God, this is turning into like not what we initially said, but that's okay. Maybe it's going where it needs to go. Maybe these are words that people need to hear. Um, but like if you want to have a gun, like that's your right. I understand. I may not agree with you, but I'm not going to tell you can't have it. But I'm going to tell you, like, you need to be responsible. You need to have mental health check-ins. You need to be seen like a psychiatrist before you're even able to go into the gun shop and look at guns and make sure that you have this clean bill of health. And I don't know how we're going to do that. I don't know how the government can make this work. I mean, feel like we need jobs and this would definitely like create more jobs, but something needs to change because we can't keep sending our kids off to school wondering if that's going to be the last hug, wondering if that's going to be the last time you get to say I love you. That's not normal. And these kids, they're traumatized.
Yeah.
um, can you imagine these drills that they have? I remember my youngest when he was in kindergarten and they did a drill and he came home from school all upset because he couldn't remember where he was supposed to go.
Yeah.
And I remember this panic inside of me and I was like, what do I tell him? And so I just told him, I was like, Parker, like you go to the woods, you run to the woods and you find the first house and you get help. And when I ended up later asking the principal, I was like, well, what do they do? And she said, like, she told me their meeting place, which I'm not going to say. But one of the places is that she's like, they run. If they have to get out, they have to get out. And that is like in the pit of my stomach every
Yeah.
day when I send them off to school.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even just kids too. Like,
Mhm.
so a few years ago, um, I want to say it's probably 5 or 6 years ago at this point, there
Mhm.
was a situation at a place of work that was in the suburb north of where I live, where someone came on campus with a gun and
Mhm.
ended up participating in a shooting. And so then after that, at the place I was working at the time, we got all these little like plastic things that go underneath the edge of your door, and it's supposed to like you're supposed to like
Love it.
put it in there so that like nobody can enter. But like I remember
I mean,
thinking,
how does this not like mess with your mind?
I know, I was like, well, I'm on a third floor at the time, like I'm on a third floor, and like that's not gonna stop a gun if somebody
Yeah.
really wanted to like do something.
Yeah, I don't know what the solution is, which is why, and this is what the point of this episode was, is it's so important to figure out tools or ways to clear your energy and keep yourself in that kind of equilibrium where you're not like in panic mode, but you're also not desensitized and numb. There's kind of like that fine line
It's
of
that like
trying to
watch
just, yeah, to stay like, in that equilibrium. Um, and to
I
have
find
peace.
that, oh, go ahead.
I just said to have peace. That's it.
Oh yeah, yeah, I find that like meditation practices for
Mhm.
me have become so much more important in these last couple of years than like they were ever before, and it's because like that is how I can get to a point where I'm not like constantly in tears over everything going
Yeah.
on in the world.
You were so empathic and such a feeler. And so I meant like, I mean, I am too to a way, but I feel like you really feel deeply the emotions of others. So I can imagine anybody who identifies as like empathic or a feeler in this world is struggling. So yeah, it's so important to be able to find one thing at least that you can do um, to kind of quiet that energy within you so that um, you can live a life that is not rooted in fear.
So this is going to sound crazy, but here's my latest thing that I've been doing.
Mhm.
And I've kind of been doing it all the time, like when I meditate out in nature, but
Yeah.
more so lately. So I have a couple favorite trees,
Mhm.
and I'll go on my walk. and I find my tree, and I'll sit down next to the tree and I lean against it and I just tell the tree everything that is a fear, and then I give it to the tree and ask for the tree to help. I know that
Yeah.
sounds crazy.
No, it doesn't. I mean, there's a reason why people say nature heals.
Yeah.
And what I think you're doing is you're getting that energy and those like feelings and thoughts out. The
Hmm.
same idea as if you like journal it out or if you're talking to like a therapist or somebody.
Yeah.
And a tree is kind of nice because it doesn't have opinions.
Yes.
It's not gonna like interrupt you. It's just gonna let you be exactly as you are, which there's something really beautiful about that. I have a process that I do with my clients that's called the peace process.
Hmm.
And you might have heard of it too, because I know you're a coach. But basically, what you do is when somebody has a trigger to something or they're feeling really deeply um, or they're activated, instead of having them like ignore it or shove it down or get distracted by like scrolling on their phone, I force them, not force them, but I encourage them to sit with that feeling.
Yes.
And all you do is you just close your eyes and we call it the finger follow. So you tune into your body and you really let go of your mind. Like you don't think about the story that's behind this feeling. You just figure out where in your body you're feeling tense
Yeah.
or like upset. And then you just sit with that feeling and you follow it as it moves, and it really does after a while. Like I would say usually it takes 10 to 15 minutes. By the end of that feeling where you were like maybe at 10 where like you're panicky and your heart is racing, you're like neutral. Like you're able to um think about that story and not have it overtake you. So that's really important. It's important to not constantly be um, distracting yourself. Like you have to feel those feelings, and whether you're sitting against a tree and talking to it and getting them out, literally getting your words out, or if you're just sitting with yourself and listening to your body and letting your body calm down naturally. It's so important not to hold it in because
Yes.
you're like a pressure cooker and you can only do that for so long until it's going to explode.
Yeah. Well, and I don't have the latest statistics on it handy, but um, there is a lot of research out there to show that when people don't let those emotions out, when they're not feeling them, when they're pushing them down and ignoring them, it is like a pressure cooker. And actually, one of the really detrimental things that can happen is a stroke.
Oh my gosh.
So,
No, so like it literally causes a physical response.
yeah,
Yeah.
if enough has built up over time, enough distress, it
Yeah.
leads to things like strokes or even heart attacks. And so,
Wow.
anytime someone is upset, I tell them like feel the emotion. Like it's okay to feel
Mhm.
the emotion. Like I tell my kids this all the time.
Yeah.
It's okay to feel mad. It's not okay to hurt someone with your body or your
Mhm.
words, but like
Yeah.
feel the mad. Like
Hmm.
let the mad out. Like I don't ever
Yeah.
want anyone stuffing it down.
Um, I mean, if that doesn't change someone or propel them to like want to change their ways, then I don't know what will, because that makes me never want to like shove things down. I do wonder if well, I don't wonder. I feel like I know pretty certainly that there is a connection between like unresolved trauma or unresolved feelings and emotions and the connection to like your body, and that like you can only hold that energy for so long
Yes.
until your body's going to start to respond in a physical way.
There's a
Um,
great book.
what book?
The Body Keeps the Score. Have you
Oh yeah, you told me to read that before, and I need to put it. I feel like that'd be a really good Audible book. I need to put that on my list.
Yes, you should totally read it. It's really, really interesting. It's
Yeah.
by Bessel van der Kolk. I don't know if I said his last name correct, but he is
Okay.
like an expert researcher on trauma and somatics and
Mhm.
how like your body physiologically stores what happens to it.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah.
Yeah, other things that you can do, like if you're feeling anger, like throwing a pillow on the floor. That's what we used to do with my school counseling kiddos that were having a hard time like regulating their big emotions. Is I had a pillow in my room and I would
Mhm.
tell them like throw it as hard as you can on the floor. And I even do it now as an adult, like not so much, but like if I'm feeling like a
Yeah.
lot of pent up energy, I will just take a pillow and throw it down and throw it down and pick it up and throw it down. It feels so good. Like
Yeah.
it really does. And it's
I
way healthier than like punching your friend.
yeah, I've done it too. Yeah, or punching a pillow, right? Like
Yeah.
punching
Hmm.
a pillow works too.
Yeah. Or even like screaming into it. Like I heard someone sometime, I can't remember if it was a podcast or if it was like an event that I went to where there was a speaker, but
Yeah,
I remember she said when you, especially for women, because we hold so much,
yeah.
um, and Mother Earth, Mother Gaia has that feminine energy. She said to go out in your backyard and dig a hole and literally scream into the earth, and she will hold your anger, your
Mhm.
sadness for you. I think that was really beautiful.
It
And that
is.
would probably be really healing. Maybe do it in an area where like you don't have neighbors like right next door because they'd be like, "What? Like what is Kelly doing? Like is she okay?" They're gonna call like 911.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think I would do that around here, but maybe go to
Yeah,
like go to a remote
like
area,
a
go on a
state park or
hike.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but I
I
thought that
mean,
was really beautiful. Let Mother Earth like hold it for you.
yeah, and well, and you can do that in a way that isn't like a shriek where people are going to come
Yeah.
running in, right? Like you can do
Yeah.
like a lower
Mhm.
toned yell.
Yeah. I this is off topic, but I grew up in like California. Like we don't have a whole lot of wildlife. Like we have coyotes.
Yeah,
Um and so whenever we go hiking, I always am like, let's make a lot of noise because I'm always afraid that like there's going to be
sure.
some wild animal. And I know like noise is a deterrent to them. So one time I took the boys, they were really little, on this hike just with me, not with Patrick or anybody. And I was like, let's sing our ABCs. So we were singing our ABCs like really loudly. And this man came running and he was like, "Are you okay? What's going on?" And I was like, "Oh, no, like we're just singing." He was like, "You're singing?" He goes, "I thought you were screaming." He goes like, "Ma'am, I thought somebody was hurting you." And I was like, "No, no, we're just scaring the coyotes away." And he looked at me like I needed so much help. And I felt really bad because I obviously scared him, but yeah. So yeah, it may deter the animals, keep the animals away, but it will bring in the kind-hearted strangers who just want to help. Yeah.
Um, that is a
What are
lovely story.
I know. What would you say are like your top three things that you do when you're feeling heavy, sad, or like that anxious feeling?
Good question. Okay, so number one, if I can, if it's nice out, go out in nature and talk to my trees.
I love that.
Number two, I maybe it's because I'm a Pisces, a water sign. I will take like an Epsom salt bath and
Yeah.
just try to like be in a bath and not think about anything and just like I don't know, let the water like flow like around you and just like release it to the water.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
then
That.
number three, totally dissociate. Either with a really good book or some TV show that I can binge on that makes me happy. Like I've watched Schitt's
Yeah.
Creek like the whole season, like every like the whole like series probably like 7 times.
So Schitt's Creek is like your blanket, like your blankie.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's what Friends is to me. Like if I've had like a tough day, I'll
I can
turn
do that
on
with friends too.
Friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll just like rewatch it.
Yeah.
And then you feel better. Yeah. And I think it's okay to just like I would try and sit with your emotions first, like you said with like your tree.
Yeah.
But if it's really intense, like you're right, like whatever you need to do to kind of calm yourself down and um recenter yourself is what you should be doing. So if that's like listening to a podcast or watching reruns of Schitt's Creek or Friends, like that's what you do in that moment.
Actually, my therapist friend said that the reason why we're drawn to those episodes of Friends or the episodes of Schitt's Creek is because it does feel like a security blanket. Like your
Yeah,
brain has categorized that as something safe. And
I
so
believe it.
yeah, when you're feeling kind of out of sorts, like that can serve as a function for you. So I guess maybe we wrap up the episode today by like I did a little quick social media post about this the other day, but I love the quote from Mr. Rogers where
Yeah.
um he says something to the effect of like when the world gets like heavy or too much of a burden, like look for the helpers.
Yeah.
And so I added on to that, like, if you're doing okay, like be the helper. And
Oh, I love that.
I think that's the part we can all kind of play.
Yeah. And even just doing one thing for somebody else can sometimes shift that energy. Like, it's so minute, but I don't know, like if you have Aldi's by you,
Mhm.
but you know how you have to put like a quarter in the cart to get your cart out? I
Yeah.
always leave my quarter in, and
Oh,
sometimes if
I love
I'm
that.
extra, I'll put them in the carts. Because I had someone do that to me once where I walked up and my cart had a quarter in it already, and I was like, oh, like thank you. Like that's it's nice. It's just a little something. Like even if like you not everyone can go out there and like march or create charities that are gonna create big change. But
Yeah.
like one small thing, even if it's just once a week, maybe this is your homework. Like once a week, do one small thing that is nice for somebody without needing anything in return.
I
Meaning
love
like not even the validation. Because a lot of times we do things because we're looking for um like somebody to tell us we're worthy or that feeling of feeling validated. Just do it out of the goodness of your heart because you want to make the world a little bit better that day. Just one small thing.
I love that. I hope
Yeah.
you all go and do that homework, and we will see you next time.